The quiet, almost painfully shy basketball genius came to us from a place called Cabin Creek. When Jerry West retired from the Lakers in 1974, he took with him the highest scoring average of any guard in NBA history, and vintage words from Bill Russell. The greatest honor a man can have is the respect and friendship of his peers, Russell said. You have more of that than any man I know.
I think Jerry West was the equal of Michael Jordan.
Michael might have played the game maybe more athletic than Jerry did, but there wasn't a better clutch player in the history of the NBA other than Jerry West.
Now you're going to have Jerry West probably get it, and he's going to try to go all the way, most likely.
He would let it go, and he would just start running to the locker room.
5, 4, 3,
2 points.
Everyone knew Jerry West was going to get the basketball. Before Jerry West shot the basketball, he would always boom, boom, boom. Dribble the basketball really hard, twice. Boom, boom, boom.
Bang, bang, shoot. Bang, bang.
I mean, drive, stop, up, form, in.
You would think that he wasn't that quick, and he was. You would think that he wasn't that aggressive, and he was. You would think that he wasn't that strong, and he was, and the guy was a smart player.
He got all of his accolades because he was such a prolific scorer. But people who knew the game and who had to play against him respected how good he was defensively.
There would be situations where you'd come down 3-on-1 with Jerry West, the only defender, and you were afraid to do anything with the ball because you knew you'd have it going the other way with it.
Hated losing more than any man I've ever been around in my life.
In 1969, the Lakers played the Celtics in the NBA Finals. It was their 6th championship series in 8 seasons, and LA had yet to win a title. West mounted what seemed a personal assault on Boston.
Stop for a 20-footer. It's good! Mr. Clutch got it back.
West finished Game 1 with 53 points and 10 assists. Bill Russell called it the best clutch performance he had ever seen against the Celtics.
We took that for granted, that Jerry West would do that. It wasn't news. Believe me, it didn't get anything extra. That was Jerry West.
Cranking down the end, and the Bushes made a nice play. And Chamberlain takes the ball out of bounds and throws it to Jerry.
I was running off the court to the locker room. I see this guy, West, dribbling up the court with this hell-bent look on his face. You know, I was like, what is wrong with him?
2 seconds, 1 second. West throws it up. He makes it.
It's the most jubilant I've ever seen Jerry West. He knew that Mr. Clutch had hit again.
In his memoir, entitled West by West, My Charmed, Tormented Life, Jerry West speaks of the abuse that he suffered at the hands of his father. You know, I could imagine this filled him with rage, and anger, and just a subtle viciousness probably always underneath the surface. And it developed into some sort of, to be honest with you, a mental illness as he grew older. Not a mental illness in the fact that he was insane, but it probably left him unbalanced as an adult. And some of it caused great attributes. It helped him get the competitive drive, the obsessiveness to be the best player in the world. And some of it probably had a very detrimental effect on him, as probably as far as his personal life, as far as friends and family is concerned. But I think one of the biggest misconceptions is a lot of people think the greatest comparison between Michael Jordan is Kobe Bryant. And you can see that from a physical aspect. They're both about the same size, talk similarly, as Kobe patterned a lot of his personality after Jordan. A little bit is creepy, to be honest with you, his game. But when it comes to competitiveness, when it comes to production night in, night out, regular season, postseason, drive to win, hating to lose, when it comes to all of those aspects, there's no player that mirrors Michael Jordan more than Jerry West. You know, I can see many people say, well, Jerry West is only 6'2", 185 pounds. You know, he couldn't be able to do what he did back then in today's NBA. Well, Wow. Okay, well, look at Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose is walking around about 6'1.5". In his shoes is 6'2.5", listed 6'3". 36 inch vertical, I believe. He's probably the best scoring point guard in the NBA. So you're trying to tell me Jerry West and also keep in mind Jerry West was born in 1938. Had been born 40 years later. Instead of being 6'2", 185 pounds, he'd probably be more like about 6'3", maybe close to 200 pounds. He put his shoes on, he'd be listed about 6'4". He'd be about the same size as Dwayne Wade, with about as high a vertical leap. The man had a tremendous vertical leap before all the injuries and age set in. And he had extraordinarily long arms. He had a very, very, very quick shot release. Amongst the quickest I've seen. Is right up there with guys like Ray Allen and Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf. Very quick shot release. You look at a video, I'm going to put in a link in the description. I believe the channel is called Wilt Chamberlain Archives. And he has footage of Jerry West. He always took these 2 quick dribbles and a shot. A really, really quick shot. That's another thing that made him very hard to guard is his quick release. I think Jerry West would be, the way the rules are today, he'd probably be the best shooting guard in the NBA, statistically. We would talk about him as up there probably with, I have Jerry West in my top 15, more or less. I think if he was playing today, the way that the media hype players up, we were talking about him playing, comparing him with Bird and top 5, you know. One thing that hurts West to me was the injuries. I remember him saying before that he didn't know there was such thing as an injury-prone player, or someone was just genetically just predisposed to being injured. But he said that if there was such a person, he'd be it. Although he did play in his fair share amount of games, he missed a lot of games due to injury throughout his career. Not to the extent like a guy like Bill Walton or Sam Bowie, but he missed a lot of games. And when he retired, he had the highest scoring average for any guard of all time. And also when he retired, he had the highest scoring average of any player in postseason history.